2018 Porsche 718 Cayman Coupe Review. The great points of Porsche 718 Cayman Coupe. Great drive and automobile. Sharp handling. Remarkably practical. Build quality. The bad points of Porsche 718 Cayman Coupe. 4-cylinder character shortfall. No rear seats. Optional extras quickly accumulate. Our Porsche 718 Cayman review assesses the most affordable sports car produced by Porsche. Renamed by building the 3-digit badge in 2016's overhaul, the Cayman now undercuts its soft-top sibling, the similarly rebranded 718 Boxster. The two cars are essentially identical within the skin. Even so, the Germans finally saw sense and followed market convention by pricing the tin-top coupe below the convertible roadster choice from 2016 onwards. Previously the Boxster was the cheaper car. Both designs have jettisoned the charismatic flat-six engines and is overtaken by much smaller, turbocharged 4-cylinder motors. This is a very easy lineup, with just two models on offer at launch. The 718 Cayman, which consists of 2.0-liter flat-4 along with the 718 Cayman S having a larger 2.5-liter version from the horizontally opposed engine. It's worth explaining what that engine layout means. Most road cars possess the cylinders arranged vertically inside a straight line, but Porsche is renowned for its flat-six engines, in which the pistons are flattened, punching in opposite, or horizontally opposed directions. It's an ideal way of decreasing the center of gravity of your car, and as well provides a distinctive soundtrack. The junior Porsches are rivals for the BMW Z4, Jaguar F-Type and Mercedes-Benz SLC. Lower CO2 figures, improved fuel economy. This implies that the smallest Porsche follows the engineering blueprint of Subaru. The reason for shedding a couple cylinders and that cubic capacity is straightforward. The modern Cayman has cleaner CO2 emissions, meaning cheaper tax bills and fewer thirsty economy figures. On paper, at the very least. A win-win situation? Not quite. It's come in the expense of some engine character. This is usually a shame, since Spuntingling 6-cylinder soundtrack would have been a highlight of pre-2016 Cayman sports cars. There's no doubting the turbocharged performance offered, however. Even the base 718 incorporates a decent turn of speed, while you have to rev the Cayman quite difficult to access the many thrust. Pick the more robust Cayman S and turbo lag the delay in power delivery you normally experience since the turbocharger starts spinning is even harder to find. That is a very fast car indeed. Choice of manual or Pdk Auto Transmissions. We've driven models with both 6-speed manual and 7-speed automatic Pdk paddle shift gearboxes, and they are pleased to report that are brilliant. Test drive one yourself and look which is your best method of cog swapping. Neither will disappoint. Driver engagement tests what lies for the heart with the 718 Cayman's appeal. This car steers so sweetly, corners which has a purity rarely encountered, but retains a composed, cosseting ride quality that means it is a viable daily driver option. An everyday supercar. Practicality is strong within the 718. Considering this can be a focused two-seat performance car, it has an impressive number of space, thanks to a couple boots front and back, wrapped about the mid-mounted engine. You'll stow 150 liters underneath the bonnet and also a further 125 out back in the tailgate. That's over you'd accommodate in many superminis. Quality, too, is decent. It's a robustly built thing and something that pampers both passengers. Just be cautious about a long list of optional extras that will quickly send the high cost spiraling. The 718 Cayman is rare thing, a high-quality performance car that'll thrill when you're within the mood, and easily get on unobtrusively while using business of driving from MAB when you're commuting. It's the ideal everyday supercar. Watch the whole Porsche 718 Cayman review to watch information on the lowest priced Porsche sports vehicle. Instant turbocharged punch on tap. But flat 6 howl is lost to turbos? A very rapid race car indeed. It's challenging to believe the 718 Cayman is the most cost-effective car in Porsche's range now, such is its performance. Even the slowest entry-level model can top 170 miles per hour and crack the benchmark 0.62 miles per hour sprint in 5.1 seconds, no mean feat. Step up on the S, which figure drops to 4.6 seconds while top speed climbs to 177 miles per hour. There's no denying which the switch to smaller, downsized 4-cylinder power has come with the expense of an orally stimulating soundtrack, however. The whip-crack flat-6 spark that has arrived to characterize generations of Porsche has, sadly, been lost while using loss of the above cylinders. What the Cayman has never lost is outright speed. You'll maybe detect hardly any turbo-associated delay in case you catch it off boost inside wrong gear, but that is a problem rarely encountered about the road. Instead, you receive lashings of pulling power thanks towards the colossal torque on tap. If you can afford it, we'd recommend picking the S. However, the entry-level 718 isn't disappointment. We've tested both 6-speed manual and 7-speed Pdk automatic derivatives which enable it to attest it's really right down to personal preference. The DIY option is a pleasure to work with and suits the character on the car well, but in the event you live within a city or prefer autos, we'd heartily keep the Pdk choice too. Gear changes are quickly and smoothly completed. This also version is in fact cleaner plus more efficient. One with the sweetest handling cars coming from all. Sublime poise and handling overall. Guaranteed to set fun into driving. This is really a rewarding car they are driving, for both the enthusiast and the race car newcomer. We can imagine few vehicles we'd rather drive along a twisting mountain road, at any price. The poised balance given by having the engine positioned amidships may be the key to the present agile handling, aided by rear-wheel drive. In short, the 718 Cayman is seemingly connected to your synapses, pointing into a corner as soon as your brain sends messages for a fingertips. Steering is well judged, quick and accurate, without hint from the nervousness you'll get in Big Brother the 911. And the chassis is well created for comfort. The suspension quashes body roll effectively, however there's real compliance here, even for the larger 20-inch wheels many buyers may spec. For the most beneficial ride comfort, however, we'd recommend sticking to smaller rims. The Cayman incorporates 18 inches wheels as standard, rising to 19 inches alloys. About the Cayman S, the Porsche Active Suspension Management PASM choice is worth pursuing due to its blend of sporting firmness and softer compliance allowed by switchable dampers. Focused coupe cabin feels expensive. Much improved infotainment system. Interior is well made, should last. The 2016 upgrade really improved the cabin ambience from the Cayman, not necessarily the two-seater's ace card. Where hard plastics once reigned supreme, Porsche has subtly improved the standard of construction, plus the 718 now sports a cabin worthy on the crested badge. When you firstly climb in, you'll appreciate the great driving position, It's snug but everything's where it has to be and you can see in all directions. The analog dials are clearly laid out as well as the PCM navigation module brings a configurable display that will beam up maps or trip computer info for the push of the button. The best bit? The new infotainment system, which includes finally come old. A centrally mounted touchscreen now controls the audio, sat-nav and make contact with commands and responds easily to prods and swipes with the finger. It's an enormous improvement. Low-slung two-seater sports vehicle. Choice of sports seats available. Ride comfort good, especially on PASM chassis. You wouldn't necessarily think of any two-seat fancy car as being a comfy location to sit. Nevertheless, the 718 really is the fact good. For a car of the type, it's an easy task to climb in and out of, even if you should prevent the high-wind sports seats when you value everyday practicality. Once you're installed from the snug cabin, it's an exceptionally comfortable environment. All major controls are placed and also the driving position is first-rate. We'd recommend trying many different seats, since you can specify bucket chairs with extra support for track use. These could resist sideways cornering forces, but aren't necessarily as relaxed and supportive because standard items. Ride comfort is surprisingly polished, the 718 smothering road potholes and bumps with aplomb on most from the alloy wheel options. Specify the optional PASM which are more comfortable ride and stick with smaller diameter alloy wheels if smooth progress is the best priority. Not the top equipped car, but all of the basics is there. 18-inch alloys as standard. Gone are the days of stripped out Porsches. Every 718 provides standard with 18-inch alloy wheels, xenon headlamps, Porsche communication management, climate control plus a sport button to tailor throttle response. Optional machines are extensive about the Cayman. The only limits will be the imagination and bank balance. Useful accessories include DAB radio, a stingy emission on this day and age, as well as the Porsche Sports exhaust, which improves the thrummy nature from the four-cylinder Boxster engines. But should you want to push the boat out, you may also order a TV tuner, range of Bose or Burmester hi-fi, and in some cases ceramic brake discs for race car stopping power for the not insignificant valuation on £5,000, though they generally last far over traditional steel discs. 718 Cayman is dripping safely kit. 6 airbags to safeguard you. Plenty of electro-nannies help keep you safe. Porsche is often a brand renowned due to the safety prowess, along with the Cayman is well preloaded with hardware and software to hold its occupants well protected within a crash. And many in the systems are created to prevent a car accident happening inside the first place. Every 718 is included with twin airbags when in front of both occupants, constructed into the side in the seat bolster and also the headliner to cushion bodies through the most serious impacts. But equally as important will be the equipment helping drivers to stop a collision. Xenon headlamps are standard, they'll flick on automatically at night. The entranceway mirrors are heated in order to frost on wintry morning, along with the huge brake discs clamped by 4 piston calipers are supremely powerful, as you'd expect from the Porsche. Roomy cabin for a few. Boots front and back. Remarkably practical for the ilk. The Porsche 718 Cayman is surprisingly practical for just a two-seater sports vehicle. The cabin is snug, however right for a couple occupants. Entry and exit is quite straightforward, too, with doors that open easily and wide. There are some cubbies dotted across the cabin and you will hang a coat behind leading seats. But the most beneficial bit would be the twin boot arrangement allowed with the mid-mounted engine. Where you'd chose the motor within the bonnet of the conventional family car lies a deep, square-shaped 150-liter boot. You'll easily stow a number of soft bags in it. And then there's an additional 125-liter luggage compartment beneath the rear tailgate. The Cayman has hidden luggage lugging powers, make no mistake.